Welcome back to another Pen Talk. Thanks for tuning in. This metal box looks familiar. It's a Delike Alpha. So I've added another one to my collection. The lid just comes off. Nice little piece of foam to keep it protected, and we see the resin version of the Delike Alpha. It was delivered very quickly, a little bit more than a week, which is very fast. Here's the auction. I got it, of course, with the bent nib. So my first impressions is the pen is light. And as the auction said, no war and peace. So for those of you that did not like that labeling, this pen doesn't have it. This cost a little bit more than the metal versions did. Standard unscrew, about 1.5 turns. You know, it posts well, posts deeply. It's a good fitting pen in the hand posted, and it's actually, you can use it for quick notes without posting. We'll give you those dimensions, and we'll give you the weight. Now the silver nib to go with the silver clip, which is removable for those that like a pocket pen to be a pure pocket pen. And with the faceted cap, it will not roll off the desk. So it has a lot of functional design elements in it. And it looks very blue in the monitor, so I'm just wondering how it's going to come out on the computer screen. This is actually a dark blue, almost like purplish color. It is somewhat translucent also. So when you put the cap on, you can see those threads through the resin. You can also see the little bit of the converter makes changes to the color here. But overall, I like the color. And since this is not my first Delike Alpha, in fact, it's actually my 5th. And here's my collection. Here's the brass one that I took off the lacquer coating, and I haven't polished it up for a couple months. Of course, I haven't used it either. It's been sitting in a drawer. Here's the shellacked one, and it has that nice worn piece on it. Here's the red Chinese commemorative one, and here's the blue one. So this fits in with that group. Again, reminiscent of another pocket pen which is popular, the Kaweco Sport, but they made it just slightly longer, so it'll take a regular converter. So that makes it nice. I never considered eyedroppering any of the metal ones, and I'm not going to eyedropper this one either, because when you open it up, these threads are a little coarse. There's no rubber O-ring, so I'm hesitant to just use silicone grease to keep that ink in there. I think you can see the transparency there in that resin. So what ink to put in the pen? I think this is a fitting ink, Presidential Blue. I just been into intense blues, and I thought this one might suit the bill. Yeah, I have some other diamine inks that I've been very happy with. Good flow, good saturated color. So again, I've already flushed this with my bulb syringe. And as you can see, that first draw is pretty good. These new updated converters that Delike has been using seem to work fairly well, but I'm going to, again, use the ink as kind of a flush, and I'm going to do this through 3 fills. Remember to pull the nib out so we have room, because this ink bottle is fairly full. So there's the 3 fills. So let's put nib to paper. So I had questions about chromatography. So this is the paper that I use. I just cut these up into strips. Here's an example of a strip that I have, and we're going to do chromatography real time and you can watch how it works. I have ink a little bit above the bottom of the paper. You can see it absorbs ink very quickly. And then you don't want that to dry or anything, and you're going to have my little beaker here. We're going to put it in just touching the water. I count at 10. I just like to have a lot of water pushing the ink up. And now you can see the ink spread up. And generally it takes probably about a minute for this thing to finish. We'll speed it up a little bit. Here's my coloring card for this blue ink, and yeah, this I write with a pen. I do a smear here. This is put on with a Q-tip, and it really, I think, shows off a lot of the ink from the color perspective. And then this part here is put on very heavily with a spatula, and there is a slight bit of red sheen in the ink. Not certain if that's showing up. And if we look at the chromatography, there appears to be some green in here, or teal color, some purple. Maybe that's where the reddish sheen is coming from, but that's not the chromatography I expected. I expected something to be more of a pure blue, as it seems to look in the color card, but what really is important is how it looks when it writes. So I put the clip back on just so I know where it is. And the pen feels fine in hand. I mean, that section's on the small side. We'll give you those dimensions of the section. But you can hold it anywhere, but the barrel's not that much thicker than the section. You don't really feel those threads there. But with a pen this light, I don't find the grip to be that critical as it is with a heavier pen. And it's a fairly small, like a number 5 nib on there. I haven't really swapped nibs in these pens because I'm very happy with these extra fine bent nibs. I mean, this nib is smooth. I probably have about 5 or 6 of these bent nibs, and they all perform consistently the same. They lay down a nice patch of ink. And I like the color as it comes out of the pen on this Fabriano paper. And the other thing is these nibs seem to work well in reverse, but you have a extra fine line. I'd probably use a little bit of micro mesh on there if I was going to write reverse, but I don't plan on doing that. This is just for those that might ask the question. And this is a nib I will do that with because I think the nib lends itself to reverse writing. So overall, let's rate this pen. I'm going to give it an 8. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a great pocket pen. It has a lot of design details to it, like that faceted cap, a nice clip, comes with a good converter. I knocked the clip loose, or the cap loose. And I think it really looks nice with this resin. Certainly adds to this design. And it, you know, continues on with this theme. I think they've really done a good job in the ergonomics of this pen and the fact that it takes a converter without being that much bigger than some of its rivals. So we've reached the end of this video, so thank you for watching. May you have many great writing experiences, explore the world of pens, and please share your comments and your experiences. I think that this makes all of us better and more knowledgeable. So this is the end for now. Until next time, bye.